Hello, everybody. Big Mike here, aka Carter from the track team of TMR.
A man without regret?
Yes. And he is.
Wilburnator.
And this is a production of Purple Left And we're bringing you right now a reaction slash review slash discussion of Ready Player One.
Ichigo.
So, what can we say about the movie? Do we like it or not? Yes, it's good. It's not, a butthole. It's good. Okay. You should watch it. I highly recommend it. Now, one thing I'm gonna say that I just need to get out is that when this movie was first announced, definitely I was hyped up. But throughout the months that, again, this movie is coming, I've been very, very negative about it. So negative that I've said to myself that I am not gonna be shocked if this movie would be a flop. For the fact that, on my perspective, based on the trailers alone, that it would more likely be just pandering, just shallow pandering to the fans of the said characters, IPs, and genre. Because we've only been shown Gundam, Freddy Krueger, video game characters such as Ryu or Ryu to some people, Chun-Li, Overwatch characters.
Melbourne. We also had some Sanrio characters.
Yep. So again, pretty much, I was thinking that how in heaven in hell did they have that much money to get the license of all those IPs? I doubted the power of Spielberg. Because I don't believe anyone will be able to copyright, license all those characters in one movie. The only possibility is, in some case I was right, that they will just pretty much just show up and not even utilize at all.
It's more like Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, that it will become Wreck-It Ralph. But on a worse scenario, meaning story-wise, it will be crap. But to my surprise, and I'm very happy to say that even though that I was right, that the characters in the movie were hardly used at all until pretty much the last part of the movie, which was awesome. You don't really see them interact with the main characters a lot.
They're pretty much avatars.
They're pretty much the side characters. Again, some of the characters even wear those are skins. Pretty much the skins. They're not their little avatars whatsoever. They're just skins. That's kind of a little sad. In some case, there's one character that was used there for a joke. You know what I'm talking about. And again, this discussion will have spoilers. Just letting you guys know on further hand, okay?
Alright, so we're going to be to this part where going to be spoilers, so you may going to skip ahead.
Yeah, because again, overall, this entire video is going to be talking about Ready Player One as a whole, not a whole. So, again, if you don't want to be spoiled,
Alright, so what is Ready Player One? It's basically a movie about an Easter egg filled with Easter eggs that has all the Easter eggs from other sources that became a giant Easter egg hunt. wanking. So the very theme of the movie, as what I gave it 4 times, is Easter egg because it's more of a generic treasure hunt movie that manages to be interesting because it's more about the characters rather than the hunt. The hunt,
The Hunt.
well, it's not secondary, but it's more like the theme focus, but it's more of the characters react to that said treasure hunt.
Challenges. Yeah.
Yes.
The 3 major challenges
All right.
that, again, based on the writer of the book, did a lot of research. The Fudge, he did a lot of research. So if you guys like video games, really, really old, new, again, video games as a whole, right? You should, in some case scenario, like this movie.
Okay. So what happens in this movie is that the creator of the game left a treasure.
His name is,
Riley.
I don't know, as far as I know, I only know his last name, which is Holiday.
Halliday. Yes, Dr. Halliday. He's a
Is
basically
he a doctor?
well, you can manage to call him a doctor if that's the case. Well, Mr. Raleigh. Okay, so basically, this guy created the Oasis VR program, which is essentially a glorified VR chat with games installed into it. If anyone remembers, there's no Ugandan Knuckles.
Wait, without the Ugandan knuckles. So in other words, they don't have.
Memes.
No, you're wrong. They don't know the way.
Oh, oh. And after that, our hero, Wade West,
Mm-hmm.
he actually wanted to. Oh, it's like he's actually a form of escapism. So he played the game and
Yeah,
also wanted to win.
yeah. It's pretty much the whole world is about escapism.
So he actually competes for Mr. Halliday, Halliday's treasure, so he can become rich, just like a getting rich king, along with some of his friends. And they met this girl avatar named
Optimus.
Artemis. That's with a 3 for an E. And so they actually participate in this great race, the beginning of the trailer, where you see people gear up, and they're actually going to take the drive. So
Where, just to clarify, quote by the said guy who is some sort of geek nerd for this character, the person who made the game. There is literally a group of people. Well, not really a group, but the people that like him are called something like holidays or something like that.
no, they're the Gunters.
The Gunters.
Yeah,
They're,
the egg hunters.
they're pretty much people who are literally their whole lives revolve on the life of this one
Oh,
person.
you're talking about the scholars.
Yes, those scholars. Those again. That's what he is. That's what he is. They know the ins and outs.
He's not a scholar. He's just a guy who knows a lot. The
No,
scholars,
that's what he is. The only difference is he's not working for the company, which is IOI. Is that right?
IOI, yes.
IOI. Because again, the scholars are a group of people in IOI doing the things that he's pretty much doing.
They're pretty much like they are paid to become geeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a wish fulfillment fantasy for every geek out there. And that actually gave it a weird thing that you're studying a geek so you become rich.
Yeah, because this rich guy, the creator of the said Oasis, before he died, he stated that whoever finishes the 3 challenges and gets the 3 keys will have full ownership of the Oasis and his stocks and 500 million. Oh, let me correct that. Oh, wait a minute. Let Wilburnator correct me.
Trillion.
500
Trillion. trillion.
You understand the amount of money that this person or whoever would have gotten to win this game would earn, and this is not game money that you can't just,
It's essentially a glorified form of Bitcoin.
true. But again, let me just probably make it, a lot more understandable to you, a lot of the other folks out there. It is not money that you earn in a game where you can't get it out from a freaking ATM. This is money that you can use in real life, which is insane. What if that is something that is available now? We would be millionaires
We would never do real work.
anymore. But again, continue.
Oh, wait. So by the time then the race finishes, they were frustrated.
Wait, are we talking about the time that he won the race, or are we talking about
No, just let me.
Okay, that part. Okay, go.
Yes, by the time they finished the race, he actually stopped her from getting smashed by King Kong,
King Kong is in this movie.
which is weird. It's a Universal movie, but still,
They got the license,
they got the license.
and they had King Kong for how long? A long time.
And so they actually meet along with H, which is a giant dude who's
A mechanic of some sort,
mechanic, yes, who actually can fix anything.
and likes first-person shooters,
Yes.
because we got introduced to him while he was in this other world, still in the Oasis, but pretty much in this world where people fight to get artifacts. Now, the artifact that they're gunning in for is some sort of glove where you can pretty much be any giant, gigantic, whatever robot that you want to be for 10 freaking minutes. Now, I thought it was the other robot, but in this situation, it was the other robot. We'll get to that later.
Okay. So they actually discuss about the clues. So what this actually happened is that it was led to the first clue after he visited the holiday archives.
Again, this movie revolves about the life of the maker of the freaking game. In other words, we're talking about Jack Kirby and Stan Lee type shit. A one above all type shit.
Alright. So he actually gave him a clue of a specific line, which is technically would have been random, but with movies, if they do something, it's not really random. So he actually got the idea from, of all weird things, I first encountered this trick in Ridge Racer, but it's a different concept at the same time because
In
he
Ridge
literally
Racer,
yes.
in Ridge Racer, what pretty much happens in Ridge Racer?
Okay.
Ridge Racer, sorry.
Alright, because in what happened here is that he literally drove backwards. The thing in racing games is if you drove backwards, you'll be given a warning symbol that and you're not going to get any points or anything like that. In Ridge Racer, that's the cheat on how you open the reverse tracks, which means that with the reverse tracks, they're now playable, so you now unlock a whole new set of tracks. It's a reward in itself. But in this game, he drove backwards, but suddenly became forward for some reason that he skipped everything. So it's similar to the warp zone of Super Mario Brothers.
It's a cheat, but it's legal.
So he actually got past all the traps, and he actually realized that all the traps are pre-programmed.
Let's just talk about the traps first. We got bombs, we got landmines, we got freaking buildings crashing on you, and we got two beasts of a characters coming at you with full ferocity. One of them we already mentioned was
A giant chicken.
no, we're talking about the first one, which was King Kong that we mentioned a while ago. I said
Yes.
that was the first one we mentioned was King Kong, and the other one is a giant chicken. A giant chicken. When we say giant chicken, we're talking about a naked T-Rex. And the reason why we call it a naked T-Rex because dinosaurs have feathers. Moving on.
Yeah, it's more of a Steven Spielberg pandering. Okay, so when he was able to
It's a
get
Steven Spielberg film about Easter eggs. Why wouldn't he pander himself?
okay, so once we got to the end, he got the first key. Then that he first tasted being a celebrity.
Yeah, because he was the one, not in 21, but the one. That's your WWE reference there. The one that got the first challenge. He was the one who first got the key. So.
And the thing is, ever since then, he led his friends one by one about the reverse racing trick. So each of them gathered clues to get the
The
second.
same clue. The same clue.
Okay,
It's the same clue. The only difference is
they work
no,
together.
no, no. Let's talk about the people who got it. Okay, so first we got the
Percival.
Percival.
Percival, yeah.
Yeah, Percival, the main character. Yeah, Percival, and then the second one was Artemis, who he first gave it
Yes.
because again she's the
And
girl and she's hot.
he actually gave it to H because he
His best friend.
best friend.
Yeah,
But
H.
H gave
And again,
it.
it's not H like the letter H. It's H for AECH because he's black. And then the other one was, I think, Sho and Daito.
Daito.
They're Asian, and they're literally Asian.
And they were given the clues by H because, of course, they're his friends.
Yeah. No, they're not their friends.
No, they're his friends.
No, 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 they're not. They were just friends just on that part for one reason. Because Daito and Sho are famous people in that world, in the Oasis, in that part of the Oasis, for being so good. And he just told them because he wants to befriend them. You know, hey guys, I kind of know the secret. You wanna try so I can be in your good side. That's not his thing. 'Cause that's what what's that guy? That's what Parzival said. I think he just said those. I think he said that to impress them. Yeah, that's the word he said, to impress the two top build guys for fighting Sting. So there you go.
So when we reach on the second thing, they're actually going back to the archives and talking.
No, not all of them.
Oh.
Only Parzival first.
Parzival first. Then the thing is, since he became famous, people flock onto him.
Hmm. And then came the freaking skin. The literal skin. Again, we'll talk about spoilers here, okay? So, again, skin wise, we got. Who was that forearm guy from Mortal Kombat?
Goro.
There you go. We got Goro pulling off Percival into this very weird section of probably the game where he's inside the game, but people can't see them because they were inside the polygons. That's the only best thing I can say because they can see the outside, but that's pretty much what it is. And lo and behold, a chest burster came out of Goro, and then lo and behold, it wasn't Goro. It was Artemis. You know how? Artemis pretty much just did this and pulled out the entire skin off. A literal skin of a video game character who is pretty much being used as a skin. Wow. And then you know what happened? She gave him
Clark Kent skin.
Yes, Clark Kent glasses, which based on the information of the said item,
It'll scramble his information.
yeah, it would hide his identity without even him changing his look or changing the look of his avatar.
It's weird.
I know it's weird because again, it's a weird movie, which is good. So, on this situation, we're now in the freaking
Archives.
Uh,
It'll take for a while for him to lag.
archives, of which um, this butler type guy,
Oh yes, the butler robot.
yeah, butler robot, is kind of cool, but he'll be cooler at the end. I'm telling you. So Artemis and Percival were in the archives trying to get some clues, and he pretty much already knows where to look. He found out that Mr. Holiday, James Holiday, fell in love. Fell in love about someone, about a girl named Kira, and that's her avatar name. Her name is pretty much
Karen
Karen
Underwood.
Underwood. Yeah, and they met online, those stuff, and Karen wanted to go out with
But
Holiday.
he didn't get the guts.
No, no, they did go out, but she wanted to dance. But instead, they went for a movie, and then afterwards, nothing, nothing really happened. They never progressed. He was too scared. He didn't jump. As for the what the movie pretty much kept telling on that part of the story, that he didn't jump. He didn't took the jump. He didn't kiss her. She didn't. He didn't really confess anything. But he was madly in love. In the end, his best friend, pretty much, I wouldn't say stole her, but he was the one brave enough to take the leap and got the girl pretty much. And I think that's probably the reason why the two of them really parted ways. I think there's a bit of guilt
Resentment.
and resentment coming from James, because at the same time he didn't really resent him. He didn't really state it out loud that he resented
more
because of
blamed
that.
himself.
Yeah, he more blamed himself because he wasn't able to get the girl. And again, that's a problem of every guy in the world, and a lot of them are like us, the geeks, the nerds. We like someone, but we can't just pull the trigger. So they found out, and there was this very weird situation or bet between the butler, who pretty much is the overall guy who handles the entire archives of the life of this great man who made this oasis. And the bet was, I'll give you 100,000 coins.
No, all of his coins.
Or, yeah, all of his coins, 100. I'm sure I heard he said 100,000. I bet you 100,000 coins or all of his coins that there will be only one search result of Karen Underwood or Kira. Or probably mentioning only Kira, because probably Karen Underwood would probably show up because, again, she is the wife already of his best friend, which is, what is his name again? Sean. Okay, Ogden Morrow. He was, she was the wife, she was the wife of Ogden Morrow. And lo and behold, he won. Kira was only mentioned once, and he was given a quarter. In the book, just to clarify, in the book it wasn't a quarter. It was a Pac-Man coin for 1 up. That's something that will be something that we'll talk about later.
Alright, so since he actually got the lead, so they decided to do a dance route.
Yeah, they went to the bar, a bar that's supposedly the metaphor, not really metaphor, but the physical representation of where Kira wanted to go.
Yes. So basically, they actually did a dance, and they actually have him. Before the dance, he actually had to pick an outfit.
I love that part.
There are numerous references from Prince to MJ to Buckaroo Banzai.
That was the last. That was the thing that he wore for his quote unquote date.
Oh yeah. That was Duran Duran was the third one, and
yeah.
and I don't really. I'm not much of a fan of Duran Duran, but if we are going to be specific, it's Purple Rain and it's Thriller, but I'm not sure what Duran Duran is representing, what album it was, because I think those were album costumes.
Music videos.
No, because Prince wore that same thing in his Purple Rain cover.
Was it also the same costume for Michael Jackson in the album? I don't believe so.
No, because he was wearing a white.
Yeah, so pretty much for the music video.
Yes, the more iconic ones.
And he even did the dance. He even did the dance. All right, so after the whole what to wear situation, what am I gonna wear? go to the bar.
Yeah, so they actually meet each other and they're falling down to the dance hole.
Yeah, literally the dance hall because they thought the physical representation was the leap of dancing with Kira. They wanted to dance. She wanted to dance, but he couldn't dance. He couldn't take that leap of dancing. But it was not that. Going
And
forward
then
with
the only thing is that we actually got what do we call this one? He picked the playlist
oh yeah, he picked the playlist.
and it goes with Bee Gees.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live, people, Saturday Night Live. And she said, old school. And yeah, that was cool. And I think, based on what I saw with about the Bee Gees stuff, they've got the soundtrack. I believe when he put on the soundtrack, that activated the
The disco floor.
no, not just disco floor. Not only that, but it also activated the way for his avatar to dance like it's Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
Again, I'm under the impression that would be the case, and I would like it to be that way because I don't believe 110% that he can dance like that. I
But
don't believe that whatsoever.
he did a Thriller dance, so he should be well
Dude,
versed.
you can do a Thriller dance. Anyone can do this.
That's the Funkasaur.
Everyone can do this.
Anyone can do the hustle.
Not with that hip. Not like those hips. Those are very, very professional. But again, let's just move on and let's talk about the gunfight.
Alright, so the thing about a bad guy is he wanted to get his key and his want him out of the game,
Delete the avatar.
which for some reason was never happened at all.
Because again, the guy that was hired by the owner of IOI wasn't able to do his job because the owner of IOI had to shove his nose where his business wasn't pretty much welcome.
The thing is, here's a bad case that you're hiring people, yet in the end you're doing the job yourself.
But at the same time, you shouldn't because you're bad on it.
And that's a recurring theme.
Yep.
A very recurring theme for this movie. So they got to the gun.
No, again, not for this movie, but for the character of the bad guy.
Yes, and the more reason why this happened because he finally revealed his name because he was so in love with her.
Yeah, he revealed his real name, real life name, to Artemis, which Artemis was very mad at him because in that scenario, they can get through him. They can pretty much find out who he is, and in this situation,
Sabotage.
this pretty much a game. This game, again, you can die in this game. Your avatar will be wiped out, but the people in real life in this game, they're hardcore. They will find a way and they will blow you up. Literally. We'll get to that. So, after the whole fiasco, after all the subtle references with movies, video games, with the gun types, like Alien, like Judge Dredd, like what else? What other gun references do we have in that part of the movie?
Well, you can pretty much toss any sci-fi gun like Terminator, Star Wars, but they're more likely bullets, so I won't see anything from Star Wars.
There were lasers.
That's from the other guys.
There were lasers by the end of this film.
Oh, right.
There were rail guns, man. So, they fought Artemis and Percival, whatever. They fought. Uh, Artemis thinks that he's living too much in this oasis. He doesn't know what real life is. You don't know what the hell is happening in your life. You don't know what the hell is happening to my life. You won't even know if you like me, if you see me physically. You probably don't even you'll probably even be disgusted or disappointed to see who I am because you're only seeing my avatar. You're only seeing what you want to see. You're not in love with me. You're in love with the data that you're seeing right now in this virtual goggles that you have right currently. That's what you're in love with. You're not in love with the person. You're not in love with the reality of the situation. You're not. And again, that's pretty much how a lot of things right now is happening, right? In some case, but uh, even though that is the case, he still liked her. He still liked her. Again, we'll get to that part. Again, I kept getting to that part, but that is true. Again, this whole review, this whole discussion is gonna be very detailed, and we'll get to really the stuff that I said we'll get to. Okay.
So after the gunfight, so actually they are wanting to have a discussion the next day after. So they actually have him to the office with the most stupidest Chekhov gun ever I've ever seen in the for everything about the movie. It's as obvious as that thing we talked about earlier. So they talk about a deal that he can get money out of it, but of course, his mantra as a treasure as a Easter egg hunter goes first, and he tries to actually the bad guy tries to coax him with um,
Pop
nerdish.
culture references.
Yes. So in the end, he actually sees through it and decides, screw you. And the bad guy says that, oh no, screw you. I'm gonna blow up the place.
I know who you are. I know where you live. And you think I will not, in any case scenario, get rid of you?
Yes. So he triggered a bomb. He was kidnapped by Lame Tattoo Man.
That's the name of the guy in the credits. Once you see it, you will be hilariously laughing your hearts out. Because I was expecting a name, not Lame Tattoo Man. But the whole thing is that they thought that they killed him.
Yes. Or if you are watching it, you thought he was kidnapped by that group because people keep on saying, oh, it's that guy with the facial tattoo that looks like a car design from a window. So that's where they actually finally meet with Sam or Samantha,
AKA?
Artemis.
And yeah, she has a huge birthmark covering this portion of her face, which is not really bad. I've seen large, blacker, mold type birthmarks, and hers is just what? Red?
Brown.
Brownish? Not even really covering a huge portion. Yeah, again, kind of a chunk, but it's not really bad.
It's more
So,
like playing safe.
yeah, and she's covering it with her hairs. Again, it's not bad.
It's not bad. She's just too self-conscious for her
Mm-hmm.
own good. And they kind of drop it afterwards. So they actually discuss about the rebellion and why she did all these things in the first place regarding her father and the crazy amounts of death by Bitcoin. So they actually trying to work on the second clue from that point onwards, trying to go to the point of view of Mr. Halliday instead. So they did The Shining.
And they brought back up.
They brought back up
They got Shu. They got
Daito,
Hayes, H,
and Daito.
Taiko.
Daito.
No, it's not D. It's T. Ira, Ogden, James, Win Maruki, Toshiro. Daito. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's Daito.
Told you. So yeah. The thing is, we got two geeks and three people who never watch a Stanley Kubrick movie.
No, only one. All four watched The Shining. There's only one guy who never watched The Shining.
And it's H.
And it was H. And the last thing that anyone would ever do is follow the two girls.
If anyone watches the movie, you know that if you follow children in horror movies, that's a bad idea.
Never follow them.
Never follow children, no matter how cute they are.
Children will lead to your death. Death!
And the only problem is that there are zombies.
Not them.
But yeah, zombies in The Shining, which
But there weren't any zombies in The Shining. It's just this is the zombie level that
that was cleverly hidden.
Yeah, that was cleverly hidden by Holiday. He made it. It's a zombie level in the game because what's a game without a zombie level, right, guys? I hate zombies.
Alright, so basically, okay, Artemis actually tried to ask for a dance.
Let's not probably get there first. Let's see. Let's talk about the references in The Shining in this.
Oh yes,
Again, we already talked about the two girls. Red rum, red
the
rum,
the maze,
red rum. No, not only that. The elevator opening, and then what happened?
blood.
A pool of blood, a rush of blood, and the portrait.
Oh yeah, the very same portrait.
The very same portrait where Jack Nicholson was supposedly a very old portrait
That he was absorbed to.
that he was absorbed in. And the weird part is, it wasn't him in the middle. It was Holiday instead
With Kira.
with Kira.
And that's actually the clue.
Mm-hmm.
So they went to the ballroom,
Mm-hmm.
and you get the dancing scene straight out of the haunted mansion.
Which the zombies here are not really trying to kill you.
No,
Well, except for the part where H was almost killed by Jack Nicholson. We know that's Jack. We all know that's Jack. Alright? And a zombie woman in the maze with an axe. Now let's jump to the ballroom.
yes. So basically, she gets to the ask for a dance, and she finally got the room, the key to the Jade room, which is ironic. Which it's supposed to be red since it was The Shining.
They got the Jade key.
So when they got the Jade key, then they actually, well, let's just say everyone got seizures. Oh, I don't want to play this game anymore. Oh
What part?
no! They're all trying to play The Shining so they can get the clue.
Oh, yeah. They didn't get seizures. They were just hell bent on trying to get away because they were so scared.
They pick all the wrong options.
They pretty much picked all the wrong options. Every employee of IOI peed in their pants pretty much while playing The Shining. That's pretty much what it is.
Okay, so once we finish with that
Second
game,
challenge.
the second challenge, now things start up to high gear.
Yeah, we pretty much went down south.
So he actually, the bad guy now hires this. I forgot the name of the woman.
No, she didn't get hired 'cause she was an employee. She's pretty much their mercenary or assassin. She's the one who pretty much does all the dirty work. Pretty much. So, the head guy asked her to get rid of Percival. Because they found out that Percival didn't get killed. They found out. So, in this situation, what they did is pretty much do an all out assault. Which, this is one thing I'm really weirded out. Such a company is allowed in this universe to have its own private army.
And they're actually getting someone with lethal force just for bills.
Yes. So again, going back to that part, the hi- the rebellion hideout was found by this woman working for IOI, and the way that they found that is from lame tattoo guy.
Because they found this tattoo pattern. Because
And again,
because the thing is, that's the only guy in the suburbs who actually have the tattoo
on his face.
on his face, which is a stupid idea once you realize that, oh wait, drones.
And again, no one would really think that anyone could find you with because of your tattoo, but at the same time, you have a very unique tattoo, man. It's on your face. It's not like you're hiding it on your shoulder or anything like normal people. But yeah, that's pretty much how they found out the hideout. And again, the whole hideout got stormed out. and Artemis got caught.
She let herself got caught.
Yeah, she let herself got caught so that Percival can pretty much get away. She contacted the other guys, Sho, Daito, and H, and lo and behold, we got revealed their, you know, their true self, their actual self, not their avatars, but their real bodies. H is a black woman. Daito and Sho are Asian. The only difference is Sho is 11 years old.
And Daito's around his age.
Parzival's age.
Yes.
Around Parzival's age. And they know, well, Daito knows self-defense.
Yes.
I won't say martial arts or kung fu because, God, I don't see any reference to kung fu or anything. He can fight, so I would say self-defense at least. And you would probably say, you guys, but he had meditated. Meditation doesn't mean martial arts, guys. That doesn't mean martial arts or kung fu. Meditation is a form of relaxation. Anyone can do meditation. Okay? Meditation doesn't mean kung fu or martial arts. Get that through your head.
Okay. So once we got past the van.
Yeah, the van that got scanned already.
Yeah. So they actually were into a chase, and they're actually trying to get the third clue, which is the magic 3.
Magic 3?
Yeah, it's about the magic 3. So in the bad guys' hideout, they're able to find the castle where the key is supposed to be. So he put on a giant barrier from the orb of.
I don't know what that
Thinking.
orb is, but it doesn't know magic.
So he actually had this guy,
Who he
iRock.
hired from pretty much
iRock.
the middle of the movie.
Yes, iRock, to have him speak the incantation. Then the orb was not able to create a barrier that nobody would go through. So they actually got a game plan to have Artemis free from her chamber, since now she's now forced to work like a mule for Bitcoin.
Yeah, for Bitcoin. Hey, Bitcoin. Hey, hey! Literal mining. And again, this is in some case kind of physical because your avatar is working hard labor and you're wearing um, VR gear, which based on what I've seen so far is inducing a lot of seizures. So moving along on that scene, Artemis was working, putting detonations, stuff like that, so they can mine bitcoins, and all throughout that situation, we have the guys trying to rally some troops, trying to build an army to break that freaking wall, which cannot. They can't get through, even whatever they do. But Artemis had a plan. She got out because the guys helped them out to get out of the freaking cell that she's in, and she pretty much went to the war room and pretended to be one of the guys working for IOI playing the game.
So she actually, what they did is, she pulled up the speaker.
Incantation. Yeah, she got the incantation and used a drone in game to pretty much dictate the magical incantation to reverse the spell. And all throughout,
And afterwards, we get the glorious speech.
yeah, while the whole thing is not turned off yet, but we got the glorious speech about trying to save the oasis from these people, trying to take over it. Probably going to do a lot of microtransactions that people can't afford.
It's EA.
Yeah, it's pretty much EA.
And they actually did have a meeting about, hey, let's do some, because of our microtransactions, we finally are on the lead.
So again, going back to that part, after the whole thing went down, the awesomeness commence. References after references, bullets, cannons, machine guns, characters, you name it. We got. I'm gonna name some of the stuff that I've been mentioning. You probably can name some stuff that you've seen. Okay, so we got Battletoads. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We got Batwoman. We got Chun Li. We got Overwatch. We got
Hello Kitty.
huh? Huh?
Hello Kitty.
We got Hello Kitty, Kara Carol, Kara Karopi and the Penguin Dude jumping on a dude. We got Sonic doing his blitzing thing. We got the thing
Chucky.
from Chuck. Yeah, we got Chucky as a weapon. Got thrown and killed a lot of folks. What's that thing from Aliens? The suits.
Oh, the power armor.
The power armor made a cameo. The DeLorean made an entrance again. Finally, we got to see the Iron Giant do what he's supposed to do, which is wreck some stuff. And what else? What other stuff did you see there before the other main event stuff?
Okay. Nothing else more. So we just
Wait, what are those mechs in?
Battle Mech?
No, no. I'm talking about. Is it heavy metal?
No, BattleTech.
No,
Heavy metal doesn't have robots.
no. I mean those bipedal.
Yes, BattleTech.
No BattleTech. I know it's not BattleTech. It's more in the line of either heavy metal, which is not heavy metal, or core. Where they have again, it's bipedal robots. We got huge missile launchers to the side, very huge cockpits.
You're pretty much described BattleTech.
Not BattleTech. I know it's not BattleTech. Whatever. Let's just move on that end. So we got that, and we got again, just to clear out something, right, guys. And he didn't know about it. He didn't know about it, but I did because I did some research for a bit. That Ultraman was supposed to be taking the role of two characters in this film. Two, the Iron Giant and what's the model of that Gundam?
RX-72.
Yep. Ultraman was supposed to do the part of both the Gundam and Gundam and the Iron Giant. But again, due to the part that Ultraman is licensed or is owned by two companies in Japan, and they're currently in a legal battle on who pretty much gets Ultraman's the license for Ultraman, they aren't able, or Spielberg wasn't able to get the license. So, in other hand, what he did instead is he got the Iron Giant to replace him, and what else? The Iron Giant and the creator of the book or the author of the book agreed to it because he also liked the Iron Giant because he understands that even though the two companies wanted Ultraman to show up in the movie, Spielberg doesn't know where to get it from. He can't pretty much pay twice for one character for one license. He can't. Alright? That would be suicide, money wise. So we got the Iron Giant, and then we got Mecha Godzilla, in which you have some stuff to talk about that.
It's not Kiryu.
It's not even.
The classic. It's not SOS. It's not Godzilla Wars. It's not Tokyo 2000. It's not even the versus Mechagodzilla and the newer versus Mechagodzilla. That's a unique design for that.
It had some. It had some elements of it. I can say. We could say that there's some elements of Mechagodzilla in it.
Oh, it doesn't even have a rainbow breath.
I know. It had the same Godzilla breath, right?
A fire blue.
From the 2014 American version.
Yeah.
But it's still Mechagodzilla. There are some parts where it is Mechagodzilla, but the overall design has been drastically changed. You can just pretty much call it Mechagodzilla because the guys or the characters called it Mechagodzilla. That's it. And we got a very awesome fight because, lo and behold, Daito finally decided, or pretty much already decided, on who he wants to be because he got the gauntlet that can turn anyone into a mechanized giant robot of their choice. And who did he choose? Gundam. Model,
RX-78-2.
which, based on my discussion with Sean, it would have made all Gunpla guys, all the fans of Gundam, pretty much come on their faces if they just said the model number rather than saying Gundam. But we all know the overall who is Gundam is pretty much that model, and I understand why they would say they just call it Gundam, and I would understand. But if ever they said the model number instead of just saying I choose Gundam, I'm sure a lot of the folks that are fans of Gundam who are doing all the model kits would be so happy and raving about this movie. But they're already raving about it, so I don't believe that that'll be a problem anymore. So, going back, we got Mega Godzilla versus the Gundam. It was awesome. It was great. And the thing that finished it off was not even the Gundam.
He got off the game.
He got killed. He got killed off by atomic breath. But he at least did a number on him. Right? He got slashes in, stuff like that. But the Gundam did not finish off Kiryu or Mechagodzilla. The person that finished him off was Artemis, by throwing a bomb inside.
Yeah, no, a chase ensures.
Yeah, chase insurers.
So they got off the bridge. Iron Giant became the bridge.
Literal.
Little bridge. Okay, at least Percival shot Artemis to get her back to reality. So
No. Let's not skip one part. He turned to a bridge. They got across. Across Daito, Sho, Percival, and Artemis, while being subjugated to gunshots by your favorite character. Was that?
I cool.
Yeah, I cool or I core?
I cool. No. I rock. Sorry.
Yeah, I-Rock. Yeah, I-Rock. And he was shooting at the hands and the fingers of the Iron Giant, making the Iron Giant fall. And they had a very subtle reference to dun, dun, dun,
What?
the thumbs up
Oh, yeah.
during the melting lava thing.
Oh, yes.
Terminator reference. At the end, the Iron Giant pretty much fell into the lava pit, and while he's falling down, he's raising his hand with his thumbs up. With a thumbs up. Cool reference to Terminator 2. And then afterwards, again, Parzival, as Will Bernader said, he shot Artemis. That Artemis can pretty much go to their van and save their asses. I don't know what else, but that's pretty much what happened there. And then they found out that the game that the guy's playing to get the final key is the right game, which is called Adventure from Atari. But he didn't play it the way that Holiday intended it to be played for you to get the key.
He literally finished the game.
He literally finished the game, which again was great on him.
Yes.
And he was happy to
He
finish
was happy.
it, but he fell. It was the right game because the whole sense is it's not it's about Easter eggs, and the first person to have ever made his Easter egg in a video game made an Easter egg in his game, again entitled Adventure, and this guy knows more about it, so give the floor to you.
You already said the story anyway, so
Talk about the guy.
I don't remember his name, but the thing about the story is I forgot if this was Activision, because what happened at the first time is that when you were a developer for Atari, pretty much you're not given credits. Mostly, there's only one designer per game. And if people say that, oh, I can make Atari games, no, it's not. It's difficult because you have to code each pixel individually. And the thing is, for these guys to get credit means a lot more to them, of course, since it's their babies. So what this guy did is he gave you an FU by putting his name on a specific part of the level. And that's how this thing goes. So that's why we're going back to full circle regarding with the Easter egg, because that's what I said. This Easter egg about Easter egg that you got an Easter egg and it became an Easter egg.
The game is about Easter eggs. The game, sorry, not the game. The movie itself is an Easter egg.
Yes. So they actually got to the point now that okay, I want to go into the stacks now because I gotta kill the guy. He got a gun, which is insane.
Especially if you're pretty much going to the place where you just kill people.
And of course, we even got a chase scene. Both of them. Bam, 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 bam. Then they got kicked her ass, the secretary's ass.
Yeah, the secretary slash assassin slash dirty job girl got her ass whooped by an 11-year-old because of a cat. And she fell. She took that bump hard. Damn. Damn, she was literally thrown off the van. Her body, her back hitting the cement, hitting the road. That was hard. That was freaking bad. But again, going back to the part where Parzival was finally able to open the door and revealed the last chamber,
Yes.
where Arnott is, or Holiday, the Avatar of Holiday, saying to Parzival, all you need to do now is sign this contract, and you have everything. And then he said, "No, I will not sign this.
Because
This,
that's what happened to you.
yeah, this is what happened to you. This is the hardest thing. This is the lowest thing in your life that you sold your creation to this company. I will not become like you." And what he said, Holiday said, "I just wanted to make sure." And then, boom, what happened? Everything about what he sees suddenly changed. He suddenly is meeting the Avatar, which is not the Avatar, which is pretty much the real life self in digital form of James Holiday, which is cool. And they also have the little James Holiday in the background playing an Atari game. But I just want to say something about this, which I love a lot. Because I'm a comic book fan in some case scenario, in some portion. There is a scene in Fantastic Four, I don't know which Fantastic Four this is, but there is a Fantastic Four scene where the Fantastic Four met Jack Kirby, the one above all, in his office. For me, it's kind of a reference to that thing because Percival is meeting the creator of this video game called Oasis in his room, where everything that came up to this person's head was all thought of or came out within the confines of this room, which for me was very beautiful, a beautiful, touching scene. I just want to get that out of the way. So, going back, he finally got the giant gold Easter egg, which means that he pretty much owns the entire Oasis with $500 trillion and stocks. Don't forget about the stocks. And at the end, they met up with his best friend, with James' best friend, which is the husband of his of Kira, which is his best friend Ogsley, played by Sean. What again?
Simon Pegg.
Yes, Simon Pegg. Where's my phone? Oh, there's the phone. Simon Pegg. And what's this character's name again?
Ogden.
No. Yeah, Ogden. But as I said, we're gonna talk about that later in some case because lo and behold, he's the curator. He's the guy manning the freaking library. He's the guy who gave the freaking quarter, which is a one-up or additional life, because during the whole battle,
The Cataclysm
that
bomb.
son of a bitch, that guy who was his name?
Sitter.
Ty Sheridan, Olivia Cook.
You already missed it here. Nolan Sorrento.
Yeah, Sorrento. Yeah, Nolan Sorrento used this bomb thing that would kill everyone in the Oasis. everyone to the point where everything you have ever earned in the Oasis is gone, which is a BS move, dude. But because of that last quarter, that one quarter that he got, he was able to survive and finish the game, the Atari game called Adventure, and got to the Easter egg. And by then, everything pretty much went the way it has to be. He owns Oasis. He shared it with the top 5 dudes, H, Daito, Sho, and Artemis, and they lived a life that I would assume was the best life that you could ever have in that type of world. But they made some changes, and one of those changes was shutting down Oasis for 2 days, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Which, if you guys have any clue what the hell that reference is, because all I can think of was TTH, and I don't know what TTH is, but if there's any reference that you know about the significance of Tuesdays and Thursdays, please talk about it in the comment section below. So, there you go. That's pretty much what we have to talk to you about regarding Ready Player One. If you guys have anything else to talk about Ready Player One, talk about it in the comment section below. Would love to hear your thoughts about it. If you have any other references, any other characters you've seen that we didn't see in Ready Player One, post it on the comment section below so that I would know, he would know, everybody would know. Because we know that Ready Player One, as mentioned by the Wilburnator, is an Easter egg of an Easter egg of a goddamn Easter egg. So, if you guys like this video, you know what to do. Like it. Subscribe to the channel to get more movie reviews, reactions, talkabouts, discussions, whatsoever, and some other stuff that we probably throw out of the window here. Throw it out for you, our fans, our viewers, our family, our two sweet nation. And ring on the bell to get notified of anything that we put out. So, as always, as I always say, to get to my two sweet nation, to our two sweet nation, have a great day.
Have an awesome week.
And too sweet to everyone.